All right. Happy Monday and welcome to the show on the Sidelines with Sav on Total Coverage Sports Channel. Today I have the other half of Just Means Less ACC account on Twitter, Micah. How are you doing tonight, Micah?
Well, I was going to say the better half, but you told me pre-show that Nick was better. So normally you save the best for last, but I guess that's not the case with you. But no, I'm great. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I'm repping the Who's because, as you know, big Who's guys. So at least I have that going for me compared to Nick. My football team's not breaking my heart; they're making me happy. But other than that, no, I'm good. How are you, Savannah?
I am doing so great. I'm trying to tweet out that we're live really fast, so that more people will join.
Oh, I will gladly talk for you then while you do that, Savannah. I will do all the filler space. But I need to appreciate just how awesome college football has been this year. So I'm going to do that now on your show while you do your thing. So that way I don't have to do it on mine.
Love it.
But, I mean, it was just so much fun. I mean, UCLA this weekend with Penn State. I mean, that was crazy, obviously. And then we've had, the group of 5 race in the American is really, really fun. I don't think enough people are talking about it. Obviously, the ACC is deciding it wants to have coastal chaos, even though that doesn't exist anymore. So that's electric. Let me see what else. I mean, the SEC, I think, is mid compared to what it's been in the past, but nobody wants to have that conversation. Instead, we're just going to rank them all in the top 15 just because it's fun. But yeah, I mean, it is college football this year. I don't want to give the NIL game too much fun, but it has been fun to kind of see some of the programs that have been invested. Like, it's really cool to see top 10 Texas Tech. I know people are mad about the whole money thing. I don't care. I'm loving seeing the tortillas, and that fan base on Twitter is hilarious, even though I hope they never come at me because I think they get a little too personal sometimes. But they are fun to watch from the sidelines, as you would say with your show.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, how about that UCLA win? That's electric. That's why nothing will ever be better than college football.
Yeah, and especially because you're able to recreate the photo from, of course, I can never say it. I'm not going to say his name right, so I'm not even going to try. Neuheisel, get that right? Did I get that right, maybe? But when he was the quarterback at UCLA, seeing him carried off the field like that, I mean, goodness gracious, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen, just that recreation. And again, like, it was funny because normally, like, people can sniff out that upset. Nobody smelled that from a mile away.
No,
like the conversation was UCLA. I don't know if you saw it early in the week, Savannah, and it made me laugh so hard. Was they called it? They were doing a blue out. My first thought was, isn't there going to be more Penn State fans anyway? So that's really silly to try that. But two, someone remade the graphic where it said blue out, but like BLEW out. And I was dying because I'm like, yeah, this is going to be like 42-6. Like, we are Penn State chants are going to be happening in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't think there was a shot in heck that UCLA was going to win that football game. And the best part was it was kind of fun because, obviously, like, I mean, it's very clear that Penn State had no idea what they were signing up for with the new offense they put in, that Neuheisel had there. And then once they adjusted, it was great. But the Penn State offense was so slow to wake up that it wasn't enough. And, there was a little bit of a push there where it's like, oh, my goodness, is UCLA really going to show? Like, they play one more quarter, Penn State wins that football game. But that's why they only play 4. So, it was really fun to kind of see that take place, obviously. And it's such a historic venue. And obviously all the memes that come from it, like Penn State in the Rose Bowl always ends well, doesn't it? Like, I feel bad for Penn State fans. You think that was like, they're probably making the trip. Like, this is the one time we're going to see us win in the Rose Bowl. And then that happens. So.
The 2 funniest things I saw about it were the Barstool UCLA tweet that was like, holy shit, I don't even know what to do because I didn't think this would happen. And I was like, yeah, that's hilarious. And then Michigan Michelle, she tweeted and she was like, UCLA fans are going to storm the field, but it's not going to be a storm. It's going to be a sprinkle. If you're a UCLA fan, get to the Rose Bowl right now. I was laughing so hard at that. It's just so funny. Yeah, the memes are hilarious. But yeah, just the best parts of college football. And I agree with you. A Texas Tech being in the top 10. This is probably a hot take, but I did like the takeovers of each Power 4 conference. And by and far, the most fun day that I had was with the Big 12. Those accounts online are so hilarious, so funny, so like take the crap so well. It was such a good time. They don't get too personal with me, or maybe they did, and I just didn't realize it because UNC Twitter still exists. But it was a good time, so I love that too.
Do they exist now, though? Like, are we sure they exist right now? Because they've been really quiet on the last couple weeks.
Honestly, thank heaven. I need them to be quiet. You're right. They have been quiet. I posted something about burners calling me a man tonight because, of course, right? And usually my DMs would, like, my mentions would be flooded with UNC people and ECU fans, and they're not.
How much would I have to pay you in NIL for you to recreate the Mike Gundy "I'm a man, I'm 40" video for social media? I'm just saying.
I'll do it for free right now.
I'm just telling you right now, this is your chance to go viral. You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to take it. Would probably hit harder on my actual 40th birthday.
I mean, that's a long time away, is it not?
Yeah, I'm 30, but like.
Wait, you're older than me? Okay, I'm learning a lot right now. Okay, guys, I didn't know that, but more you know.
How old are you?
29, so I'm not that much further behind, but I just assumed.
Holy shit, he's super young, guys.
I look like I'm 60. It's fine.
No, not even. I got you. The Savannah recreating Mike Gundy will be happening. I can guarantee. I can promise.
I'll even make a fake newspaper article about you if I have to. Print it out, ship it to you, the whole 9 yards. As long as you promise that, like, when you open it up, you're just like, I'm a man, I'm 40. But I also kind of need you to try to figure out a mullet. Like, at least try to, like, obviously I don't want you to shave your head for a mullet, but, you know, really try to put some emphasis on the hair.
You know what I'll do? I'll Photoshop my brother's mullet onto me.
Oh my gosh, that would be beautiful. That is exactly what we need.
Perfect. Him and I have the same face shape, so it should like be pretty easy to get down. Yeah, we're gonna make this is gonna be cinema, but yeah, we'll make it happen. All right. Anything else you want to discuss college football wise before we get into the meat and potatoes of the beautiful conference that is the ACC?
The one that just means less? Absolutely not. I'm ready to talk the most lustful thing possible. That was bad word usage.
Honestly, nah. I kind of am just like in a send it mood these days. So I'm here for it. Okay, well, I pull it up and the first one that comes up is not the first one we should be talking about. So now I need to that's a good one too. Let's start with this one. Let's start with Boston College at Pitt. Because what?
I mean, I'm so proud of Pitt for finally making the quarterback change. It only took them multiple weeks to figure out that Henschel is much better than Holstein. So shout out to Pitt for figuring that out. The offensive line for Pitt was incredible. I don't know if you watched any of this game. I know you are an offensive line aficionado. That was a masterclass of how to pass protect and run block, honestly. They didn't run the football as much, obviously, as a Pitt team normally would under Narduzzi. But I will say, though, too, I mean, BC clearly was just outmanned. I mean, the only thing I didn't know, because I didn't get a chance to watch a ton of this live, but, you know, I mean, seeing Lonergan struggle, like, I'm curious, like, if something's going on, because they pulled him and, like, it wasn't like, I think it's Resig. I think that's how I say it. You say it. Wasn't much better. I mean, he wasn't technically a perfect 3 for 3 for 70 yards and a touchdown, but again, he's doing that against Pitt's backups. But, I mean, Boston College is broken. Like, does Boston College play North Carolina this year? Oh, that's a real bummer. That
Yeah,
could have been
I think so.
something. Like that, honestly, how do the ACC people? I know, like, they obviously make the schedules before the year for conference play, but how are we missing a chance for UNC and Bill Belichick to like that game should be in Foxborough? That would just because that would also make that would mean that the North Carolina would have to tweet about the Patriots because Bill Belichick banned Patriot talk. Like, I've never heard of a program not celebrating a player because he plays for the former franchise of the head coach. I really hope that's just some fake rumor I'm seeing on Twitter. But if it's at all true, how does any head coach have that much control over a program to be like, yeah, we're not going to celebrate one of our best quarterbacks we've had in recent years who's tearing it up, and one of the biggest upsets in the NFL, by the way, this season, because he plays for a team that the coach got fired-ish from. I can't remember if he got fired, if it was mutual parting of ways there in New England, but like, what are we doing? Like, I mean, this, like, literally there's a fire in Boston and a fire in Chapel Hill, and I don't know which one is worse. I think it's in Chapel Hill, but also it's very convenient. They're both named Bill.
True. That was the confusing thing for me too with like Brent Key and Brent Pry. I mean, at least it doesn't happen anymore. And they coached at both of the Techs, like very confusing.
Wait, does that mean that we're going to have a Bill fired this year too? If we had one of the Brents fired, does that mean we have to eliminate one of the Bills? Because, I mean, it would be very convenient. Bill Belichick's girlfriend would really enjoy a Love Island version of the Bill elimination. So you're welcome, Savannah. I'm giving you the ability to not say clickbaity things to North Carolina fans, and I'll do it for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. So then that leads me to the follow-up question of, if a Bill is no longer coaching in the ACC at the end of this year, which Bill is it?
The crazy part is it needs to be Bill Belichick, but I'm assuming that he's almost untouchable. So I would but if I'm Boston College, you can't fire Bill O'Brien either. Like, I know it's not going well this year, but last year was a major improvement. And I think you have to believe that he's going to, like, I think they're just missing right now on a lot of pieces that they maybe thought they were going to. And they really have had, I don't want to say bad luck, because that's not really fair, but like you're a play away from beating Michigan State and East Lansing. Like, I know it's a bad half of football, but like, they were beating Stanford, they were beating Cal. Like, they've been in every game except for this one with Pitt, and this could be one of those like, when they host Clemson this weekend, if they lose by like 5 scores or something like that, then maybe there's an actual concern that the entire program is quit on him. But I want to believe that that's not the case, where the Bill Belichick effect has not. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been a worse first start to a head coaching career ever, like, or program tenure ever. I mean, this is. Yeah.
Well, and then I don't know if it was you or Nick, but one of you had me defending Bill Belichick in the comments, where I had to say, like,
that was definitely Nick. If it was this weekend, it was definitely Nick.
Okay, yeah. So he was tweeting like, do you fire Bill Belichick after this year? And I literally said no, because it's very hard to fire a coach year one, in my opinion. It's very difficult. I don't think it should happen.
The only reason why I say yes is because of the distractions off the field. If this was purely just a 2-3 football team, like, again, their losses are to power programs. Like, I made this joke on our show, Savannah. I don't know if you heard it or not, but his 3 losses are to teams that have played for and or won a national championship in the last 10 years. Because shout out UCF, national champions.
Correct.
So, in all reality, right? Like, and technically, if you want to extend it to 15 years, he beat a team that won a national title because Richmond won the FCS national title. So we really want to extend this out. But, so obviously it's not like he doesn't actually have that. I mean, the scores have been bad, but he doesn't have that like bad loss. Like, he doesn't have a, like, if they go on the road to Syracuse, or when they play Stanford at home, for example, and they lose by 3 or 4 scores, okay, now we need to start having the conversation. But for now, like, they have lost to teams that in all reality just have better dudes than them. Maybe UCF should have been the one that shouldn't have been as bad as it was. But again, tough environment. You were there. I'm sure the bounce house was bouncing.
It was.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. But it's it's the Patriots thing. If that's really true, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, that's so egotistical that's a problem.
Yeah, I think the real issue with that for me personally is, like, if my dad had beef with some NFL team and he didn't let the scouts from that team come watch his players that he supposedly loves and cares about and wants them to get drafted, that's wild to me. Yeah. That shows me that you're not in it
for anything but yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Following up on that, who would have thought Savannah would laugh at something that Mac Brown had done? But Mac Brown tweeted about Drake May today, and that was peak internet UNC writes the jokes themselves comedy. So if you didn't see that tweet, that was also hilarious. He was like, I love Drake May. Thanks for something or other. You killed it. Because you're right. Whether or not you want to tweet about Patriots, fine. But that was a huge upset. It was the Bills were the last team who hadn't lost a game in the NFL. Big deal. It was at the Bills. Anyway. Yeah, super interesting. Talking about UNC. All right, Clemson at UNC. Thoughts on that game? And I stayed home this weekend and watched all the games from home. So I really, really had that game on at noon ready to watch.
I mean, in all reality, this is my issue with North Carolina too. Like, Clemson didn't have to try. Like, I think if Dabo Swinney is 75% of college football coaches, this is a 77-10 game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, their first drive is a first play touchdown. They literally score on the first play of the game.
Yeah.
And then their next drive is a really long, extensive 3-play drive. Whew. I can't believe that offense had to be exhausted after that one. Oh, their next one is a 5-play drive. Oh, wow, that's so tough. Oh, there's the 7-yard drive. Oh, by the way, this is still in the first quarter. I mean, it was
wild.
Awful. Like, I mean, North Carolina, like, if I made, like, Savannah, you were pre-Bronco Mendenhall era UVA. This reminded me of the one year that we went 2-10 in 2013 when Mike London was our coach. And we had a bunch of kids that, like, starter-wise, and I mean this, again, I was their age at that time, so I feel a little bit less bad saying it now because that's how I felt in 2013. But they just genuinely looked like they didn't want to be there. Like, they were genuinely planning, like, what they were going to do the next day, what they were going to do that night. Like, I mean, the first play, like, it was just like, oh, the guy beat me over the top, and I'm just going to jog, try to catch him. I'm not going to catch him. I mean, that's what happened. Like, there was the inability, like, it wasn't even an effort to make tackles on that play. And, like, I don't ever want to come at these kids because, like, they are kids.
Yeah.
So something's going on behind the scenes that I'm not seeing for them to play or react like that. And, I mean, it was, again, Clemson could have, I mean, quite literally just said, yeah, we're like the only reason why Clemson even scored a field goal in the second half was because they got gifted a pretty short drive and just could easily move the football.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that was good grief. Like, yeah, I cannot believe how bad North Carolina is.
I can't either. Like, the Stanford at UNC game, I have a feeling Stanford's going to, like, destroy them. And so I'm just like, one, I need to eat my words for, like, the 1,000th time saying that Stanford was bad because they are not. I deeply apologize. And I have I'm not saying this as a UNC hater. I'm saying this as, like, they and Boston College are truly bottom of the barrel ACC at this moment in time.
I'm going to, when I go talk to my dear friends at Stanford this weekend, because I will be at the Stanford SMU game, I will make sure to let them know that Twitter personality Savannah apologized for saying, end quote, they're terrible. So you're welcome. I will defend you there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is my public announcement apology of that. All right, let's move to the Wake Forest at Virginia Tech game. Wake barely comes away with it, 30-23. I say barely because Claiborne got hurt in the game and didn't play the entire thing. Had he have been able to play the entire thing, it would have been a lot different of a score, in my opinion.
You have no idea how mad I am about this game because I don't know if you remember what we did on Wednesday night, but I came at you and Nick. Like, I could not believe you all were like,
I remember.
Wake Forest is going to win this football game. I'm sitting here like Lane Stadium, Orange Effect. Like, I've attended my fair share of Orange Effects. And, like, there is I'm sorry, Wake Forest, you are not more talented than this Virginia Tech roster. So my thought process was, okay, they're playing again. They're battling. They care. The fans are going to guide them. Like, I'm not surprised it was close. Like, that part doesn't surprise me. But you're right. I think you nailed it. Like, if Claiborne stays healthy, he could not be stopped.
No.
Like, he could not be stopped. And Virginia Tech's offense looked most of the game, minus that opening drive where they clearly had a nice game plan scripted up to get the things going. Or not, sorry, not opening drive, but first half.
Yeah.
But I mean, goodness gracious. And then they settled for a ton of field goals like Virginia Tech did. It just, I can't, because I already know what's going to happen. November 30th, 29th, 28th, whatever day it is this year, that Saturday, I'm sure Virginia Tech's going to somehow wake the hell up against UVA in Charlottesville. I'm sure it's going to happen. Happens every damn year. But, I mean, goodness gracious, there's, I don't know how this team makes a bowl game. They are going, Georgia Tech, Jamal Haynes and Haynes King are going to run down their throat on Saturday. And then you're telling me Cal, I don't care if it's a Friday night in Blacksburg. I give up on this whole Virginia. This is not a shot at the Virginia Tech fans. I don't think Virginia Tech fans can will this team to win. I really don't. They just do not seem interested in, I don't even know. I still don't know how they beat NC State. I know, as a sore subject for you, man, I just don't get it. How did they do it?
I will say this, and I hate saying it. You know how much I'm hating saying this. They will figure it out for that last weekend in November.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate saying it, but it goes back to what we were talking about when Georgia and Alabama played, and then when Tennessee and Georgia played. Until the University of Virginia convinces me that they can beat Virginia Tech, they cannot. They literally cannot. And so
there are 4 ranked ACC teams this year, and Virginia Tech plays all 4 of them coming up. And of course, I'm sure they're going to win one of them, and I'm sure that one of them is going to be in Charlottesville. I already see it, Savannah. Virginia is going to find a way to be 10-1, top 10, top 15, sitting there. And I'm dreaming about what it would be like to travel to, I don't know, Georgia for a playoff game or heck, maybe you're 11-1 and maybe you can justify if you win the ACC championship game, playoff game at Scott Stadium. Just think about it. The storming of the field after a playoff game. This gets me hot and bothered. And then here comes a 2-9 Virginia Tech team who's given up 40 points a game, barely can score on offense, is a 21-point underdog. And I'm sure they'll find a way to win that. It'll be like the backyard brawl when Pitt took down West Virginia. It's going to feel like that, and I will cry and cry and cry some more. So I'm already just accepting it now. My only prayer to everything above, Savannah, is that they do host Miami the week before, and Virginia Tech does like to beat Miami at home. So maybe they just use all of their will to upset the undefeated Miami Hurricanes instead. That's my only hope.
I will be hoping that for you. Although I hope I'll be picking Virginia Tech when it comes.
Oh, I will be too. It's okay. It is completely okay.
Yeah. Speaking of Virginia, let's get into that game. Virginia travels to Louisville and wins it in double overtime? 1 overtime. I apologize. 30-27 in overtime. Miller Moss had a day, to be honest. He really did.
He was really good at throwing the ball into people's hands.
Yes, he was.
Doesn't matter which team, but he was really good at throwing it into people's hands.
True.
That might be one of the worst pick sixes I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, that was tough. And then there was almost the other pick.
Mm-hmm.
There was almost several others, but there was one specifically that I'm sure you are that I was like, damn, they really needed that. I thought it was a good game. I think I picked UVA to win.
You did?
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah, I thought you purposely brought me on the show because this is the first week all year I didn't have a winning record. I had 400 or 500 record. This is the first time in the ACC Pick'em I did not have a winning record. So I thought
No,
that's why you purposely brought me on, to be honest, is to remind me, like,
no.
hey, you don't know ball.
I am nice on my show. I will wait for us to discuss that on your show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So UVA won. Like I said, I'm not surprised. I thought that they would win. It was just kind of a really good, complete game. I knew it'd be a battle. I knew it'd come down to the wire. The spread was 7. I bet against the spread. I knew it would be a close one. It always is because the Louisville Virginia rivalry that they so desperately want in basketball actually exists in football.
I mean, like, it's not like obviously your major, your Alabama Auburns or whatever. Like, there really is. Again, at the bare minimum, both fan bases are always scared to play each other because they're always good games. Yeah. Every year. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. Like the Lamar years when clearly Louisville was the better team. Good games.
2016 UVA.
I mean, 2019 Virginia had a hard time with that Louisville team, and that was a bad Louisville team in 2019. Like, and again, 2022, I guess, or 23, excuse me, when obviously the injury happened. That was a Thursday or Friday night game. Like Louisville was undefeated at the time. You know, Virginia probably should win that game if the officials don't get in the way. And like, it was an incredible game. Like, I was there. I remember being very devastated that Virginia didn't find a way to win. I mean, it is what it is now, right? And I'm at this point, the Virginia losses happen all the time. But I actually have something to say, Savannah. This is not gonna help the Micah homerism. This is probably me nitpicking. I was so annoyed by everyone acting like Virginia's offense was great this weekend. They were terrible. They scored one offensive touchdown that wasn't on a short field, aka the overtime drive.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Like, they are a gift. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I get it. You have to make the plays, and so you have to give credit to Virginia for making the plays. Again, Cam Robinson intercepting that pass. Cam Robinson on the fumble recovery. Yeah. But both of those were just WTF moments from Louisville. Those really weren't like, for example, like when Virginia picked off Thomas Castellanos in the Florida State game in the red zone where it was the batted pass. That's a make a play, not a Thomas Castellanos screw up.
Yeah.
Where this was Miller Moss and Isaac Brown making what are you doing moments.
Yeah.
And again, good on Virginia for making them pay, like especially on the pick 6. Like, good on Virginia playing that out because I mean, it looked like he was down, but again, he fell on a Virginia defender. So it worked out. And obviously there is the pass rush that causes both those plays. So you've got to give credit where credit is due. But I thought it was crazy that everyone's like, oh, Chandler Morris is him. I'm like, what did Chandler Morris do? Like, he was 19 of 31 for 149 yards and he ran the ball for 7. He wasn't anything special. Like, he won the football game. He didn't make the bonehead mistake, which was huge because he's been doing that a lot lately. Again, that's why Virginia's not undefeated right now, is because of boneheaded mistake. But to act like Virginia just like was so dominant, it's like, guys, like, again, you got to win these types of clunker games. And like, in all reality, the fact they were able to find a way to win in a hostile environment with Louisville playing good football overall. It wasn't like Louisville played bad. They had the boneheaded plays, but like you said, Miller Moss had a good day overall. They still ran the ball well with Isaac Brown, and they had an answer for Taylor and what Virginia did in the run game. That's been Louisville's strength all year, has been their rush defense. So it was kudos to find a way to win that, especially off the high of what happened on Friday night with Florida State. But I was just shocked by the amount of people that were just actively choosing to ignore the fact that like Virginia's offense basically did nothing.
No, I completely agree. That's why I said Miller Moss had a good night and not Virginia. And again, good teams find ways to win those games, and that's the bottom line. They did. So, if you are a quarterback and you have offered to Louisville and Stanford, which one are you picking?
I mean, I love Louisville, Kentucky, but after going to Stanford's campus, and like maybe I'm just the weirdo that still believes in something other in sports, but I am taking a Stanford degree 10 times out of 10 over Louisville. No offense, Louisville. I work in sports. The sports management program at Louisville is one of the best in the country. But like, to be able to say I graduated from Stanford, yeah. And again, campus. Plus, this might be really unfair, and it's going to make Stanford fans, I'm sure, love me even more. But if nobody's there to see you make mistakes, did it really happen?
You have a point.
That's mean. I'm sorry.
Hey, and I'll say this, like, there was a point in time where Sav was going to be an attorney, and she would have only become an attorney if she could get into Stanford Law. So I'm going to be honest, like, I'm choosing Stanford too. Everyone knows I hate Stanford, and I'm still choosing it over Louisville.
Plus, if you're a quarterback, I mean, your general manager is going to be Andrew Luck. I mean, now Jeff Brom, though, is really good with quarterbacks too. So I don't think there's really a lose-lose here. But
I agree.
But I do it's not like Stanford doesn't have the ability to develop a good quarterback. I mean, I think it's kind of happening right now with Branson. He's not by any means great, but you've seen, we've talked about on our show, and we're not going to talk Stanford because they were on the bye this week, so it kind of works out briefly. He's taking a step. I'm excited to see him in person against SMU this week because he's taking a step forward every single week.
Yeah.
And I think that's because he has a guy named Andrew Luck probably teaching him the game and how to read defenses, what his mechanics look like. It's one of the best guys to have in your corner.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Completely agree. Moving on to an easy game that I took a nap during, which is insane in the history of Savannah watching college football games. But my dad's game, Campbell at NC State. Quickly, I'll get into it. CJ Bailey threw for 337 yards. Hollywood Smothers rushed for over 100. And Noah Rogers had himself a day. So did Justin Jolie. I've said it before. I'll say it again. They won 56-10. They won a game they're supposed to win. They destroyed a team that they were supposed to destroy. They didn't play with their food. They got the job done. It was a much needed win as we travel to Notre Dame this weekend.
I have two things I want to tell you about this game. One, when it was 7-7, I literally looked at myself. I just kind of looked at my phone and I was like, they're not going to mess around, are they? I never thought they were I was like, oh my, I never was freaking out, but I was like, they're not going to because again, this is the first time since the bad loss for Virginia Tech. I'm like, are they going to quit on Doran? That's not going to, I'm glad they didn't, but I was just like, uh-oh. But two, Campbell, we need to have a conversation. I don't know, Savannah, if you realize that they were trolling me with their uniform reveals. I'm sure they weren't, but I'm pretending like they were because they decided to do it at a Waffle House. And NC State and Waffle Houses and I have a nice little history.
Yes.
For those that don't know what I'm talking about, just know I had to walk from Carter Finley Stadium to a Waffle House last year to prove a point, in which I was wrong, by the way. So I felt very attacked that Campbell decided to do their uniform reveal at a Waffle House.
All this did was make me want Waffle House.
It actually, I agree. I literally said, the last time I had a Waffle House was in Raleigh. Would be nice to go get a waffle right now. And then I reminded myself I'm sober, so I don't need to go to Waffle House.
Am I okay because I like Waffle House sober?
It's good sober. I'm not, but I would rather go to IHOP, honestly. I'm more of a pancakes over a waffle guy, honestly, soon. But I'd rather go to IHOP. I'd rather go to Denny's. Waffle House to me, I think probably because I bought into the stereotype too much in college where if I did have a long night, that would be where I ended up. That I think it's just kind of ruined for me because of that. But in all reality, again, when I did the walk, I was sober. It was incredible. I thought it was delicious. So
that's so funny. I am also a pancakes over waffles person. Every 7 days.
You are an offensive lineman coach's daughter, so it makes sense you prefer the pancake.
Honestly, valid. Facts, yes. That's all we need to say about that. Now, the next time someone gives me crap for that, that will be my response. Thank you, Micah. That's all I needed. We can end the show. No, I'm just kidding. We have 3 more.
We haven't even talked the biggest game in the ACC, but that's the end of the night.
We didn't even talk. I mean, in my opinion, we didn't talk a lot. Yeah, but yes, especially that one. We're going to save that one, though. We are going to go to the SMU game. Syracuse at SMU. SMU won 31-18. Thoughts?
That was the most fake 31-18 of all time. I was so confused when I looked at the final score because last I saw was 31-3. And I was like, wow, what happened? Then I went back and I watched and I was like, oh, okay. SMU put their backups in and they, put together a nice 75-yard drive. Yeah. And then a weird safety happens. And then you could tell Syracuse hadn't quit, which is great. But in all reality, SMU kicked their butts from start to finish.
Yeah.
I remember there was a TCU fan that likes to troll SMU, and I give him credit for it. I would troll my rival too. I mean, have fun with it. Why not? So Twitter's for. But they were like, wow, SMU only won by 13 against Syracuse. I'm pretty sure that actually, cost the cover because it was a 17 and a half point spread.
Yeah.
And like they're like, wow, remember, great teams cover. So clearly SMU not great. And I'm just like, yeah, that's one of those. I feel bad for the gambler because you had to be feeling like that game was like peanut butter and jelly is crazy. That is crazy. Peanut butter and jelly is crazy.
I didn't even know what that's referring to.
Peanut butter and jelly. Steven Angeli, their quarterback, but peanut butter.
I knew that, but I didn't even think about the fact that his last name Angeli.
Well, as soon as I read it out loud, I was like, why am I saying peanut butter and jelly? And I'm like, oh.
That's actually so funny.
That's
honestly,
being used on our show. I will be using that at some point. That is,
hysterical.
And now talking about how things make you crave things. Now I want a PB&J. So thanks.
Honestly, valid. That was literally so funny. No, their team has not been the same since they lost. I don't know that I can ever refer to him as Steve Angeli again. It's a bummer too because I think that they were really, really on to something. I didn't have them projected winning the ACC. We have a very top heavy league right now. We have a lot of teams that are good. But it is a bummer because yeah, they're not going to win much more. I think, in my opinion, while he's out, have they? I might be wrong. I don't know the answer to this actually. How long have they said he's going to be out? Is he just out indefinitely?
He's out the year. He had surgery, I thought. Or I don't know if he had surgery, but I know they said he was out for the year.
Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't know that. And like their schedule doesn't really ease up. They're
probably going to miss a bowl game, and it's going to be like a really unfair, like,
yeah,
you don't deserve to miss a bowl game kind of team. Like,
yeah,
because they're better. Like, again, they are not a bad football team, and like, again, they are outmanned compared to some of the teams they play. They don't have. I mean, no offense to Collins, they just don't have the quarterback play. Yeah. And again, like in all reality, like they were short to begin with. I mean, we saw it against Tennessee. Like they don't have the dudes on defense like they've had in years past. So like they were going to have to win shootouts. So that's where missing your quarterback that can sling the rock like Angeli could is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll save the big one for last, and we'll talk ACC after dark. Duke at Cal. Duke destroys Cal 45-21.
I completely blame myself because I tweeted like 3 weeks ago that JKS and Cal upgraded with JKS, and he has stunk ever since.
Yeah, we're all blaming you then.
That's honestly fine. I know Stanford football updates, if he's watching, will probably be in my DMs reminding me how awesome I am because I'd probably I jinxed. Yeah, so you're welcome. But like, I mean, this just like. This game frustrates me because when it was 14-0 Cal, I didn't think much of it. But then, like, when they went down the field right after that Duke touchdown drive and made it 21-7, I was like, oh, like, we got good Cal tonight. Like, Cal's here. Yeah. This is beautiful. Like, again, the crowd was awesome. I mean, again, I will, to this day, defend Cal Memorial Stadium, one of the most underrated places to catch a game.
Agreed.
Like, and again, kudos to Duke for having an answer. But, I mean, goodness gracious, that defense, like, they gave up 21 points in a 6-minute window. And every drive was over 50 yards. So, that's not true. That last drive was off the turnover. But, like, and if you want to factor in the fact they scored a field goal, too, technically in the last 7 minutes of the second quarter, they were outscored 24-0. By the way, they lost the game by 24 points.
Yeah, I fell asleep at the end of the first quarter, woke back up at halftime. You can imagine my shock. And then I fell asleep for the third quarter, and I woke up at the last 4 minutes. And I just was like, what happened? And then I rewatched the condensed version, and really what happened was the defense sucked and the O-line sucked. And you know how hard it was for me to just say that the O-line sucked because that man is my dad's prodigy, and he sucked. They sucked. They literally just didn't do good. And it was really hard to watch. It's really upsetting too, because Duke traveled the 3-hour time change. It shouldn't be a game that they can run away with like that. I do think that Darian Mensah, he did fine. I don't think he did anything incredible, but he put up 45 points. So I guess I guess that's that. But I think that the issue here more so than the offense for Cal was definitely the defense. Because I can't remember where I said this. I don't think it was on this show, but this is a Bronco Mendenhallism, and it's since changed, I'm sure, but it was like when he first took over at UVA, his expectation as a defensive guy, right? So he putting more pressure on the defense. His expectation of the offense was 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal. So 24 points a game. If you get 24 points a game, the offense did their job essentially. So a score every quarter, and one of them being a field goal. And so, I mean, while Cal didn't hit that by 2 points, they're close. I can give that to them. But giving up 45 points to Duke at home, crazy work.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let's talk about the big hitter that everyone was so excited for. Miami travels to Florida State. Miami wins 28-22. Tommy Castellanos throws for almost 300 yards and was the leading rusher of the game, but Miami comes away with it. So, thoughts?
I was going to send mean, and by mean, not literally mean, but questionable DMs to voters that there are people that dropped Florida State from their top 25, but also then had Virginia in their top 20, which in all reality, that's Virginia's best win, clearly.
Yeah.
And Florida State is a good, like, Miami is just Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, I'm being serious. Like, Miami, like, they are winning every battle. Like, this is what Georgia wishes they were this year. Like, and that's not a shot. Like, Georgia's still a very good football team.
Yes.
So, like, but Miami in the trenches, there is nobody better in the country.
Nobody.
I will die on that hill. Nobody.
Same.
Again, they don't have the same skill talent as Ohio State or Oregon. They don't.
No.
Beck is a really good game manager. He's the perfect quarterback for this team.
Yeah.
He's a game manager. He is by no means like if Miami gets into a situation where they play in a playoff game with Ohio State or Oregon and it has to become a shootout, they're cooked. They're absolutely cooked.
But they're in the trenches. I agree with you. I tweeted it this week. First of all, football games are won in the trenches. Bottom line. That is apparent in this game. Like Nick says here, Miami was up 28-3 in the fourth quarter. Game wasn't even close. Miami made it close, FSU made it close at the end. All that, if you can win in the trenches, you will win college football games. Exactly why Georgia's been good the last 5 years. It came down to that, and you're right. They're not going to win in a shootout. They don't have the wide receiver core that Ohio State has. But do you need the wide receiver core that Ohio State has? If you have the dogs in the trenches, I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I agree. I mean, like, this might, like, again, I'm still waiting for it because it is Miami, and I just feel like I don't know if they're really able to absolve themselves of the stink that is just that team in a spot where they shouldn't lose. But, like, they are proving, like, that this team at the bare minimum is legitimately different because they are winning these close games for starters. But B, like, they are again, they are, like, what they did to USF, I think, is still the most impressive thing I've seen all season. USF is a legit football team.
Yeah. And
they dominated them. Florida, who clearly is, like, Florida is the best 2-3 team in college football. I will die on that hill. I know that is not a very pro ACC take, and I'm sure Florida State fans are, and maybe Miami fans will be mad at me, but, like, Florida's problem has been their offense hasn't been great, but they are another team with trenches, and Miami manhandled them in there.
Yep.
Like, I would not be shocked if Florida goes to Kyle Field this weekend and wants to play a little spoiler. Like, I wouldn't be shocked because of just how physical that team is. They're going to muck it up, and if you get in the wrong muck-up situation, you're screwed. Yeah. But, I mean, they just, like, they're going to get a bye week before Louisville, so that's beneficial for them. And then, really, the rest of their schedule moving forward really is, again, they're at home for a lot of them.
Don't say it.
I'm not going to. I think the Virginia Tech game's scarier than the NC State game.
Well, I will say this. I guess I want to hear what you have to say too. I think of those final 6 because this week's their bye, right? Mm-hmm. They lose one, and it is NC State or Virginia Tech.
I think you have the wrong team circled.
You don't think it's NC State or Virginia Tech?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think beats them?
I have a feeling I'm going to be present for the only loss from the Miami Hurricanes this year in the regular season.
At SMU? Is that where you're going? Interesting. That's a hot take.
Because I genuinely think if Miami loses a football game this year, it's going to have to be to a team that can score. And the NC State fits that category too. I don't know where Savannah went. That's not good. All right, peace, Savannah.
Here.
But
I swear.
Oh, you're back. There we go. But like NC State obviously can score too, so I think that makes it scarier. But just being at SMU comparatively to at home versus NC State kind of plays into that too.
I do agree with that. I
think if they're losing a game, it is not because of the trenches, because like they're going to win the trenches against every single team.
Agreed.
It's going to have to come down to the game of like the game got weird and it becomes a shootout because just that if you're SMU and you get the ball out fast, the trenches aren't going to matter.
Yeah.
Like if you're, that's why I really do worry about Miami in the playoffs to get Ohio State or Oregon, because if I'm Oregon or Ohio State, I'm just whipping the ball out to one of my receivers for 3-4 yard outs and trying to get the DBs to stop them. And Miami has good defensive backs, but not good enough to stop that Ohio State receiving core.
No.
So, I just think that again, if they lose a game, it's going to be because it's a shootout and not because because if you're telling Virginia Tech, for example, is scary because it's Blacksburg, but Virginia Tech's offense can't score 40 points. Well, so you're telling me in a 20-17 game, they're going to beat Miami? No
remember how Virginia Tech and Blacksburg's not scary anymore.
Correct. I mean, it's still scary because I have PTSD, but it really shouldn't be scary.
No. Unless
your name's Wofford, then maybe it is scary, but
it's also scary if you're a UVA fan, then Blacksburg is scary as hell.
I kind of low-key wish that game was in Blacksburg this year because I think that would be less scary. I think Virginia, I would almost feel more confident because I'd be like,
yep.
Eventually they're going to have to win their A, and B, I think it's a lot easier to get them up to go to Lane Stadium than the spread's going to say Virginia's going to be a 21-point favorite or something stupid. But yeah, that Miami loss to Pitt over Thanksgiving just seems way too fitting too. But that's I'm not a big fan of the super obvious upset, and that just seems circle way too obvious. Miami fans that I'm friends with are all we're gonna lose to Pitt. It's gonna be an 11-0 season. We're gonna feel so great. We're gonna feel like we're gonna get that bye, and then we're gonna lose. And again, Savannah, do you know what could potentially happen this year? And I've never rooted for harder in my life.
Oh no, what? I have no idea where you're going with
There is a world with the current setup that we have 3 undefeated ACC teams at the end of the regular season. Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Miami all can go undefeated at the end of the ACC season.
Yeah.
And it would be hilarious to me if Virginia and Georgia, because Georgia Tech plays on that, it would be obviously I'd be done with conference play.
Yeah.
And it would be very fitting for Virginia Tech to be that noon game. And Pitt in Miami is the 7:00 game. And Virginia, not really breaking the streak because the streak's not as big as it was, but kind of breaking a streak because it is, once again, a streak. They beat Virginia Tech. They get that monkey off their back. And now it's everybody, all eyes are on because who's going to Charlotte? Because it's going to come down to this weird tiebreaker scenario that I don't fully understand. I've tried to figure it out. And really it's going to come down to points and common opponents and just too much math to try to figure out right now. I'm not dealing with that because it's a very unrealistic chance it happens. But wouldn't it be hilarious if Pitt and Miami are battling it out? I'm just writing storylines now.
So if 3 ACC teams go undefeated in ACC play at the end of the year, and then the only loss they have to the ACC is the loss in the ACC championship, does the ACC get 3 teams into the college football?
Well, here's my thought process. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'll just say this: they have access to the ACC office. They may even work in it. I don't know. But I was like, I'm not saying you should figure out a way to plant this seed, but if it's Virginia, Georgia Tech, and Miami's 12-0. Virginia is 11-1, and Georgia Tech is, let's just say 11-1. Let's say they lose to Georgia. Let's just say 11-1. If you are smart, figure out a way to rig the system to where the 12-0 Miami team gets to sit on their couch because they will be a top 4 team
Yeah.
And then because the winner of that ACC championship game is going to get in too.
Yep.
And then you open the door to where it's 11-2 Georgia Tech versus 10-3 Missouri or something, and let them go at it. And like, it would be hilarious. Like, because then the ACC championship game would really be for second place in most people's mind. But I know both fan bases are going to print the T-shirts regardless. And it would be also hilarious because it would technically eliminate Miami from ever winning. Again, everyone jokes they've never won the ACC. Wouldn't it be hilarious if they went 12-0 and did not win the ACC championship and did not lose the game either? Imagine this insanity. It would be awesome.
That would be the coastal ACC chaos I am here for.
And that would be the most Virginia way, too, if they were to somehow win that game against Georgia Tech to win an ACC championship game, where there's a giant asterisk on our conference. It's kind of like the year they went to the Orange Bowl. Like, they didn't get the 10 wins. It was kind of like it just feels icky because that was such a special season, and yet, like, in reality, it was a 9-5 season. So it wasn't like...
My issue with that season was honestly just the Orange Bowl and the fraud-ass Florida team that we played.
We still lost, though, so I refuse.
I know. That's why it's like I'm so angry about that loss because that was not something we needed to lose. Like, the fake injury shit with – oh, gosh.
Hey, shout out Dan Mullen. That guy knows how to fake an injury. I love that. Was that his last game or last season game at the Bremer?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, that's a sore subject that brings back PTSD memories. But I know we'll talk about it more on Wednesday. If you don't know, we'll do a show on Wednesday on ACC. Just means less ACC.
Oh, you're coming on? I didn't. My assistant did not tell me this. So.
Okay.
I didn't know that this was happening. I quit. Tell Nick that the show's been canceled and I will no longer be needed. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll be doing a show on Wednesday, and Michael will be so lucky to have me as his guest appearance because we know why everyone's really there for. No, I'm just kidding. We'll talk about it more then. But my point is, what game are you most excited for, looking forward to in the ACC this upcoming weekend?
I am super biased because I am going to be there, but it really is Stanford SMU because I think there's Savannah, the reason why I'm attending this game is I have made it a point. Lamar, my full-time employer, for those that don't know, we are having a pretty special FCS season so far. Knock on wood, we're a top 25 FCS team. I have not missed a game this year. So we are playing at East Texas A&M, which is located in Commerce, Texas, which is about 45 minutes from Dallas. We're playing at 6 o'clock. That's been, again, we're FCS. That's been established since the season started. So I always knew it was a 6 o'clock game. Well, I was like, okay, I'll go to the Cotton Bowl game because that'll probably be at 11 o'clock East Central Time kickoff. Well, they decided to make it a 2:30 Central kickoff this year. So I was like, crap. I mean, not that going to our game was all, but I, in my brain, had put together this cool 2-for-1 kind of thing. Like, because again, I had ruled out any shot in heck that they were going to put Stanford at 9 a.m. local time against SMU. I was like, there's no shot.
Yeah.
Like, why would they do an early kickoff? Again, it's still early for SMU. It's still early for Stanford. But then our dear friend, the CW, came in. By the way, we all know what happens with games on the CW. It always gets a little frisky.
Yes.
Bye week, Stanford, SMU came off. They looked a lot better than they have all year last week with Syracuse. I mean, SMU is a 20-point favorite, which seems way too high for me.
Agreed.
Like, I will be taking Stanford points-wise from on our picks on the show. I'll probably still pick SMU to win the game, but, I mean – it's just going to be – I'm also intrigued about the crowd. And for what it is, this is a very light ACC week. Like, Clemson, Boston College is not what it once looked like. Wake, Oregon State, Like, the fact that Wake Forest is a 3-point road favorite, no offense to the Deeks, but, like, that's still crazy to me.
Yeah.
That's how bad Oregon State has been this year. I think they still win this, if I'm not mistaken. So – yeah. Obviously, the Tecmo Bowls this weekend, which would have been fun. And our guy Monty will be there. So shout out to our guy Monty. But you're telling me the CW game features two of our newest members, Trees versus Ponies. By the way, they're getting rid of the pony up thing. I don't know if y'all saw that tweet earlier this week, but they're going to kick a Mustangs that they used to do because they're not the ponies anymore, even though their mascot is literally a pony. But
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like change like that.
Yeah, change is bad. Change bad change. But
I
Florida State's kind of just like, eh.
I like change, but then you end up with like freaking the All Coast Conference. And don't get me wrong, I'm here for the All Coast Conference, right? I am a supporter of the new teams, but like, no more ponies up. What are we now? What are we doing?
Kick 'em Stangs. That's what they used to. For what it was worth, that was an old saying of theirs. So it's not like they just created this. Like I have a home field shirt that literally says "Kick 'em Stangs." Like that is a old thing.
Okay.
But
I
like,
don't do as much now.
But also, I mean, are they just going to get rid of Peruna? Like, is she done now? Like, are we not going to have a little pony
not
running
the
us on the
ponies
field anymore? Are we going to get a literal Mustang?
Yes, they're not ponies anymore.
I mean, I was waiting for them to be like, yeah, we signed a major endorsement deal with Ford, and we're not going to have Mustangs that drive. Like, the players are going to drive Mustangs on the field, and like, we're actually changing our logo to be a Mustang with a car in the backdrop. Like,
yeah,
you know, that would actually, honestly, as much as I hate the corporate world that is becoming college athletics, like that would be one of the more electric things to do. And the best part is they make electric Mustangs now. My roommate has one. So
there you go.
You're welcome, SMU, for the free idea.
Yeah.
Royalties can be sent to my address. I'll link it in the comments below. But
yeah, it is a light week in the ACC because Pitt plays at Florida State. I would have also actually picked the SMU Stanford game, but in an effort to just pick a different game, I will not be homery. I will still pick my dad's.
I mean, that has the chance to be very fun. Like if good NC State shows up, just will.
When NC State.
You can say that. I will speak for my if they show up.
Okay,
if the NC State that played Virginia shows up, that game might be very frisky in the fourth quarter. But if they show up like they did against Virginia Tech,
that's not happening. Okay. Anyways, that game is going to be interesting. Everyone keeps asking me multiple times why I'm not going. And all I need to say to that is I went to the 2 Notre Dame games that my dad played at the University of Virginia. And trust me when I say you do not want my ass in South Bend, Indiana.
Yeah, I was there in 2019, so I can blame you. That makes sense.
Yes. You do not.
It's okay. Actually, Savannah, you'll love this. Of the 5 games we lost, I was in attendance of 4 of them. So I think I was actually the problem.
Yeah, I'm going to be real with you. You were the problem, but
the one win I did see was Virginia Tech, so worth it.
Actually, that is valid. That cancels everything out. Yeah, so
we may have lost Notre Dame and Miami, and I can't remember where the other random loss was. Florida, obviously, in the bowl game, but what was the other loss? Who else did we lose to that year?
Was it? It wasn't Louisville. Was it Pitt? No, we opened the season with Pitt and won.
Was it Louisville?
Might have been Louisville.
Because I was at the Louisville game, but for some reason I thought that was a win. Maybe it was.
I think we lost that.
Darn. Anyways.
I would watch Stanford at FSU. I will actually be at the Red River Shootout this weekend. So
wait, are we gonna? When you get into Dallas?
On Thursday night.
We're gonna have to talk offline. Guys, I might finally get to meet Savannah. And by finally means pause. Savannah at a football game is not meeting Savannah. That is meeting her alter ego.
True.
Like, honestly, you know how they do like the umpire cams on the CW? If the CW is smart, next time NC State's on, and if she's at the game, they should just put the camera on her. And I mean this in the most loving way possible, Savannah, you are psychotic.
Yes.
Like, guys, okay, so for example, the last time I attended and saw Savannah in person, well, I don't know if it was the last time I saw her, but the last time I attended a game with Savannah was the Duke's Mail Bowl. By the way, her dad was not technically even a coach there yet. He was going to start, but was there in attendance because obviously all the things that happened. He was going to NC State. Yeah. You're allowed to be on the sidelines for all that. And he was coaching them up. But she had zero ties to these NC State players. None of them were her dad's guys. Not a single one. And you would have thought that, like, her, like, brother in blood was on the field. It was crazy. It was also a game of who didn't want to score more. Like, I think both coaches hate Mayo. So they were both just like, can we not win this game? So they get dumped in Mayo. But I will never forget that because I'm sitting with Savannah's family and I'm just like, they're going to be pretty chill. Like, I know they're cheering for NC State, but like, this is not their team. Like, this is just like hey, let's see what this program looks like for next year. So I don't even want to know what it looks like now. I don't know if I ever want to know.
Yeah. I had to apologize to Nick. I'm going to be really honest. Stanford football updates. I don't think we are the same. Like,
yeah, I don't know him like that. I'm telling you, bro, like you ever seen like those movies, where it's the sweet innocent girl who then like becomes a demonic child.
Yes.
That is Savannah. Like, honestly, Halloween horror they should write a movie about you on a football game.
No, I had to apologize to Nick, and I forgot to apologize beforehand and say like, hey, just so you know, like when I watch college,
I tried to warn him. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to be mean, but I was just like, dude, I'm telling you, what you see from Savannah is not Savannah in real life, like is in the non-college football Saturday Savannah.
Yeah.
But you are going to see a side of her that might scare you to the point where you have nightmares for weeks.
Yeah.
Just warning you now.
Yeah. And so I apologized. I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, Micah did kind of warn me, but I didn't realize it would be like that. And I was like, yes, that part. Like, I am so sorry, but no, Savannah is not chill at college football games, like at all. I say this every year online before football season. Like, if I see you at a game, if I see you before a game, like, don't try. Like, I am not my normal self. I try to hide. I try to not see people. I try to be chill, but I'm not chill. So meet me outside of college football is best.
What are you doing Friday night?
Going to the Megan Maroney concert.
Guys, cancel her show.
Wait, why? Is that when the game is?
No. You don't love ball.
What game?
Do you know what myself and College Football Campus Tour are doing on Friday night?
I'll cancel and go.
We are attending the best game in college football this weekend.
What?
That nobody wants to talk about.
What?
The South Florida Bulls and the North Texas Mean Green play Friday night. By the way, 35 minutes from downtown Dallas.
Okay, if you guys will pick me up, I'll go.
I will literally pick you up. I am the Uber driver for the Great CFP Campus Tour. I will pick you up, and you can sit with us, and we can enjoy North Texas Mean Green football together. The fact that you did not know this tells me you do not know ball.
Here's the thing. It's not that I didn't know that there was college football on Friday, but sometimes I have to remind myself to like live my life, like be a little bit of a normal.
And going to a Megan Maroney concert is the decision you've made?
Well, when you get allegations that you look like her online, it felt like the right thing to do. And you know what? I'm still going to wear the
So you're trying to beat the allegation. You know the best way to beat them? Is
have
her in Dallas with you at a football game in Dallas, and
I'm not trying to beat them. Have you seen that woman? I am not trying to beat any allegations of looking like her.
Here, I will give you a concert right now for you. Here you go. Here's your Megan Maroney concert. So I have a.
I'm ready.
We don't have time for this, but long story short, I hate concerts. I think it's the biggest waste of money of all time. So
okay,
that music is right here on my wonderful cellular device. So
we'll unpack that at a different moment. But yes, looks like I am now attending several football games this weekend. But yes, I'll be in Dallas for the Red River Shootout. Yeah, and then next weekend I will be at my brother's game and the Holy War. But we are not there yet. This is a light week of college football. I'm very excited for my dad's game.
And that is why it's going to be crazy.
I am bummed that I can't go.
That's why I'm so glad Virginia's on the bye.
Yeah, that is nice. All right. Any final thoughts before we close it up?
No, this was fun.
Thanks for being here. Where can we find you and follow you?
Obviously, Just Means Less ACC. If you like baseball stuff, I have Micah _CBC. If you want to just see me talk about Lamar and Virginia, then that's my normal account. But I don't want to bore people with that. So Just Means Less is probably the best way to find me. I am the ball knower of the Just Means Less team. Maybe not anymore though, because the pick'ems didn't go very well for me last week. But everyone has a bad week, And I still won my clunker. I didn't have a losing week. So, but yeah, no, this was fun. And I guess if you want to tune in on Wednesday, I guess Savannah will be on our show. So find us on Just Means Less, JML _ACC on Twitter, on on Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Savannah, I guess you're invited on. I didn't know Nick already extended the invitation, but on brand for Nick, doesn't tell me anything. So
yes, we will be talking about what to look forward to this upcoming week and some other stuff. But yes, all right, we will end on that. Thanks so much for being here. And that is another ACC Week 6 recap on Total